Let's write a screenplay. Cryptid-Verse, Part 2. In Part 1, AJ outlined his idea for the Cryptid-Verse, a horror franchise that revolves around these cryptic beings haunting us here in the Americas. Well, today, Will's on, and we're going to be expanding on that world building and writing a short film within the Cryptid-Verse universe. A tactical extraction team that's been hunting cryptic beings is sent behind enemy lines to rescue one of their own. It seems like just another mission at first, until they get to the monstrous, bloody scene. They can't even fathom what they find there. This is the beginning of the Cryptid-Verse. Welcome into the Phaneron.
Better than number one.
Cryptid-Verse number 2 is going to be way better than number 1 because William is here.
That's right. In all of my beautiful webcam glory.
Nice.
Dude, my my actual webcam won't work right now. I don't know why. So I'm
So you're just using the one on your computer?
Yep, I'm just using the little built-in Lappy webcam tonight. We're vibing.
That's okay.
Yeah,
That's
man.
okay. You
More
know
than
why?
okay,
Because
you know?
you're gonna be displayed on a beautiful monitor right here inside of
That's
my
right.
amazing
Small
sci-fi
enough that
studio.
my 720 resolution should look great. So
Don't matter.
It's perfect.
Don't
man.
matter. Our audio is gonna be trash too, so it's okay.
Not even true. Not even maybe true. Totally possibly true.
All good.
Well, dude, I am
Yeah,
excited
dude.
for today,
Me
for tonight. I'm bummed we don't
tonight.
have AJ, but this will be good. How
I
do
really
I don't
wanna
know how we
ask-
kick tonight off. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, first of all, I want to ask
Mhm.
you, have you and AJ discussed distribution yet? Is the YouTube channel still in thought, in the thought verse, or have you actually initiated any type of, or is it just conception at this point?
I have had conversations. That's it.
Mm.
I've had thoughts and I've had conversations about story subject matter. But no, I know the thought was, I think, to do at least all the shorts were going to be web hosted through YouTube or something like that, or a Vimeo platform. But I imagine YouTube makes more sense. But no,
Yeah.
not my department. I don't know anything about any of that ecosystem. So
All good, dude. I just, I feel maybe I've been hanging around Juan too much because I immediately put a business spin on things like, how are we going to distribute this?
yeah, well, it's good. I mean, it's good to keep in mind when you're creating the content. You want to make sure that you're creating it with the end, deliverable in mind, right? So where is it going to live? How are we going to do it? All that fun stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to make, if it happens at all, I'm happy.
Well, I have to think about, as I grow as a filmmaker and wanting to do this actually for a living, I can't just invest time into making a film unless
Right.
actually I can, because it gets me good practice and I love doing it. This is my hobby, but I also think about it differently because I want this to be a career. So if we do it intentionally and not just make a film for the sake of it, if we make a film with a little bit of intention on the front end, then it could turn into just more than just a hobby for all of us, maybe.
Yeah. No, true. Very true. That's again, that business side of film is so far outside of my experience and wheelhouse. So for me, the focus has been more of, let's try to make sure that we have, let's have a complete story, right? I think one of the worst things that happens that you see in story writing is that people write an open-ended story, and then if it gets successful, you see this with 1,000 TV shows, right? They just languish into obscurity because they didn't have an end point in mind. Or you see ones that are really good and they go through their planned arc and they still have a following and traction, and so then they write another arc and then it ends, and then they keep going and they write another arc, and depending on the quality of the arcs, but at least they feel intentional throughout the entirety of the show. So that was my big thing, was I love the idea of the shorts. I don't want this to just be a connected series of fast shorts. And the thought has always been to have the feature short film and then possibly feature films. but in all of this, like, what is the story that's being told in the Cryptid-Verse, in the RHSS like era of whatever this is? Because then I get to do fun things like take table ideas, right, to tabletop RPG games and workshop stories with players that have no idea what's going on, and just see people's reactions to content and thoughts, and then go, oh, okay, well, that's neat. All right, cool. Maybe that does work, or maybe that doesn't work, or that didn't get like the reaction I was expecting it to. But I wanted to just make sure, like, yeah, no, go ahead.
That's an amazing idea that I'd never even thought of. Like testing out the material before you even write it in that format, because that's gonna like really translate into like the entertaining film and like experience.
Yeah. So I think did AJ talk to you about the idea of the puppet master kind of cryptid thing at all?
Yes, that there was like one big bad, and that like we discovered that they're controlling all the others and like making them basically do bad things to humans, but also the humans are hunting them, so it's like,
and doing bad things to them. Yep.
And doing bad things to them and experimenting on them and using them as weapons, and yeah, he pitched me the trilogy, the main, like the 3 feature film trilogy, starting with like the Sasquatch, and then he pitched like a lot of your like exterior shorts, like the peripherals, and how those kind of like feed into the main story, which is going to be the trilogy, and then the really short shorts, like the vertical like reels and stuff, even more so on the exterior of those that are even simpler, like the CB radio one. And I think we could do probably like 3 or 4 different ones, and then like maybe make like 5 to 8 short films, and then do the trilogy, and then that's the verse, right? And then everything off of that can be fan fiction or RPG, like MCing, you know?
Right.
So I do like that idea of having that end goal that you were saying, though. It's a good idea.
Yeah. It's that big story that's being told, and then all of this just becomes supporting world establishment around the story to make it feel big. It's a very weird example, but the super shaky handheld monster footage, like one of the first handheld, you know what I'm talking about?
Cloverfield. Yeah.
Cloverfield. Yeah, Cloverfield. Kind of did this, I think, really kind of neatly within the IP, is that there's a bunch of films that are like, there's some that are obviously Cloverfield, and then there's some that were like, if you knew it was Cloverfield, you knew it was Cloverfield. But if you don't know it's Cloverfield, like if you don't know what that is, then like you'd just watch a film about a dude who was keeping a girl in like a bunker, and then she got outside and randomly got killed by like something outside finally at the end. Oh, weird. What a weird way to end that film. But if you know Cloverfield, you're like, oh my gosh, wait a second. That was a Cloverfield movie. Oh, that's cool. Anyway, so like that's the kind of thing I think would be really fun about a project like this. So there's a lot of those like
Cloverfield Lane too.
Oh, bro. Awesome.
One of my favorite movies. And the fact that it tied into Cloverfields was cool at the end, and I think that it was a good twist. And then they tried to do the same thing with the Cloverfield Paradox, and that was not a good movie.
I didn't even touch it. I did not even touch it. So the thing is, you see a franchise like that and they get lucky with 10 Cloverfield Lane, and I was like, all right, cool, let's not push our luck here. There's the M. Night Shyamalan effect where like at some point just stop making films. Some of them were really good. A lot of them aren't. But Lady in the Water will always be for me, just the guy with one super buff arm that sold the movie for me. I'm in. That was amazing.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
So anyway, that's neither here nor there though.
It's there.
So AJ, it's way over there, hopefully. AJ's kind of got the brain on the major story installments, and he and I have talked about some of like, we bounce back and forth ideas for like story development ideas, and like the mastermind cryptid thing we kind of co-evolved. Some of that actually came, or at least my contribution to that came from the story I was writing for the Candela Obscura game that I was running too. So just like, it's been a really fun creative process. I'm really excited about the brainstorm dump thing that is the ancillary like
Peripherals.
short things. Yeah. Is it's because it's just so fun to like rapid pitch ideas and just roll with it. And there's a couple that like we had talked about that AJ reminded me about today, and I completely had forgotten that we came up with it. And I'm thrilled by the tonal exploration that we can do with those.
Yes.
And I don't know, did you guys really get a chance to like go into a lot of those in the last one?
Okay. Yes. So I have the short films that he was going over. I have Congress passing the bill, right?
Okay.
The found footage of the kid Dennis. Is that his name?
Yeah, Dennis Martin, I think it was. Yeah.
I was also telling him that if
we had found footage of the kid.
Let me share
I
my
don't
screen.
remember that. Yeah.
No, I pitched that idea.
Oh, okay.
So I'm telling.
Okay.
So yeah, sorry. Context.
Like trail cam footage, or.
So what I pitched was like he went through the whole like timeline with me and the Congress thing, and I was like, you know what we could do is actually have like found footage. Like the dad had a hand like an old recorder, and we actually go buy one for like $100, and we just go out to the woods and we record just the kid, and like he does this and make it like look like it's from a long time ago, and we don't show anything. We like, he's like, where are you, Dennis? Where are you? Oh my God, he's gone. He was right here a second ago. And then like, a whip pan to you walking in the woods because you're super tall, and or actually AJ's taller than you.
I don't know. I think it's close. I actually don't know. As a matter of pride and principle, I have to say that I'm taller. Once you're over 6'2", you just have to hold on to that for as long as you can. So I am the alpha.
Short king's rule, bro. Know. Short king.
No, that's fine. You can have that territory. We're not fighting for it.
Damn.
Okay, so I had an idea on that point in the story that I thought would be neat.
Pitch it.
And so I'm going to evolve it. We're doing it live, but I'm going to evolve it right now because what you just pitched, I think, is a really neat way to establish it. But to kick it off with like it's a cinematic camera, right? So not a found footage camera, but like an actual like cinematic camera of.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought there's two ways to take it. We either start this off as an absolute like stupid kind of funny overture. I think we scrapped that idea, but I was like, the initial thought was like this dude in a basement with his friends, and he pulls out and they're like, not this shit again. And he pulls out the fucking Pepe Sylvia board of this kid's disappearance. And he's like, no, guys, I've got it all pieced together. Watch, look, I put this together. Watch this. And he puts in a tape. And it starts with the found footage of like the dad's camcorder shots on like the day the kid disappeared, right? And then like the friends come back in and he's like, where's Dennis? And it's like the kids are like, wait, what? He was right. And he's like, Dennis? And then like runs outside. You get the found footage like shaky, like running through the forest, like looking for Dennis. And then we get like a clip of like one of us like walking past a tree, and then nothing walks out the other side, right? And he's just like, what the fuck? But then the way this story went, and the like kind of, I think, folktale version of the story of the investigation looking for him after was like the Green Berets coming in, right? Mm-hmm. And so if that found footage cuts and he's like, yeah, we've seen this. And he's like, no, wait for it. And then it cuts into footage that's like been either declassified or he somehow like got his hands on of like helmet camera footage of the Green Beret detachment that was out there searching for him, and it's or like the team, the like military team documenting what they find, and so you get like the camera quality shifts immediately, and it's like dudes in like boots, fatigues, rifles, and they're like looking at a track, right? And they're following tracks, and it's like, and then they kind of like, and as it goes on, we start getting into like the darker, deeper parts of this or whatever, and they still don't find the kid. I don't think they ever find the kid. But what they find is like what might have been the kid, right?
I like that.
So it's like a shirt and like some shoes and that's kind of
If
it.
we do it all green too, like the night vision, then we can really
Uh-huh.
make it look gory with using like practical objects and stuff.
Well, and I want to leave it vague as to like gore or not. And this is so wonderfully selfish, but one of the things that I had envisioned for the like mastermind cryptid thing in the story that I was writing is that part of its drive, it's not like it doesn't hate humanity. It just holds us in really high contempt for the way that we treat other species and the way that we treat our own, right? And so it finds this kid by itself in the woods, and it's like, you know what, fuck you guys, and just takes the kid to just take the kid, right? Like, well, y'all didn't want him, I'll keep him, right? And just takes the kid. So like, I want to leave it like a little ambiguous in that short of like, they find the shirt, they find the shoes, and it looks kind of fucky. And so they kind of just assume like, oh, it must have like something killed and ate the kid, right? Like, oh God, how horrible. And then that's what spurs the like Dennis Martin habitat like restoration and security grant that they sign, right? And to expand to the presence of what would be like search and rescue efforts, but really it's to put these guys out in the field so that they can find the things that are doing this. But I don't know, like we can throw most of that away, but I love the idea of doing the connected, like somebody pieced the footage together somehow of like, they didn't find it, but look what they found, right? Like, and it's just like some weird conspiracy theorist that'll exist somewhere in the universe and maybe makes it into one of the features way down the line. But anyway, I love your idea of doing the dad's perspective footage. I did not think of that at all. I think it'd be really neat.
Yeah, I mean, when he explained the actual story, first of all, I said we need to change his name and we need to just make it based
for sure.
off of this story for
sure.
for like, because then, you know,
legality,
anybody. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And then second of all, yeah, like I was as he's explaining it to me, he told me about the camera footage from the Green Berets. He told me about the Congress, like the scene from Congress, which I also pitched to him. It shouldn't just be like a scene from Congress. It should be like a cinematic film where somebody is like not 100% bought into this bill, like saying, wait a second, like questioning it, and then something happens to them before they vote, and then he doesn't show up to the vote. So, and he was like the one, you know, it was almost like 12 Angry Men. And then I pitched him this one because I'm like, I just think it would be cool to actually see it happen, but not from a cinematic perspective, from a found footage perspective, because then we could use less context and it can be just a clip. And same with the what's it called? The camera footage from the body armor. But now that you're saying, like, I love the idea of like, you open with somebody, like two friends in the basement, and then the third one runs in and he slams the door and he locks it and he's like, oh, I got something to show you guys, like I found it. And they're just like you were saying, and like we make it silly but also dramatic, like, and tense at the same time. And then we go, and it's cool because it's kind of meta, because then we go into the TV and we watch the actual found footage, and then we can come back out. But now I'm thinking, like, what's that, if that's part of it, like what's that arc, like what decision do they make after they see the footage? And then, because now I feel like there has to be something in there, and it makes it longer. It's going to be like pretty long rather than,
well, so I really think you can kind of like dump it there, and the resolve can literally just be like cutting to them back in the room, and one of them just looks at him and it's just like, where did you get that? Like, or something like, or super dismissive, because it's like, what is it, this would be like the early 90s, late 80s, right? They could totally be down there like smoking and something and just be like, yo, that's crazy, and he'd be like, don't you get it? And then just like cut it right there. But then have that character show up down the line in like, You know what I mean? So when we're talking about the like
Oh.
resistance rebellion faction, the like pro cryptid humanity faction, having him show up in that, right? Or have him show up as like a, oh my gosh, that like if he decides from the footage that he saw that this thing murdered this kid, he might show up down the line in the anti-cryptid human faction, right? Or he might show up down the line as like a park ranger, just like still on the hunt to try and figure out more, but he's couldn't get into the RHSS, so he's just a ranger, and he's just like, I don't know. So every time that there's like a trail closure, ranger. He's just there, right? Yeah. Well, yeah, just like a would be like hack reporter kind of character where he's just like trying to get pictures and stuff, but he's just not competent enough to be taken seriously as a character, right? Like there's a thousand things you could do with him, but if his short ends, as long as there is a resolve at the end to like dump you back out of it, that character could show up later, or you just drop the connected found footage with no character, right? But I think it could be fun to like put some dude in who like connected the dots and then have that character as fodder down the line. Could be really cool.
I also think that,
and I like that.
If we do after the footage, you see the 2 things of footage, or maybe we have 3, because I don't know, something about 3 that I like you show 3 things. I don't know. So there's psychologically, I feel like there's something about the number 3, but then we come back and just like you said, the 2 of them are like, whoa, what? Where'd you find this? And he's like, don't you guys get it? Like, this is big. This is huge. And then all of a sudden we see,
it's all a
and all of a sudden we see a red dot like on his chest. And then they're like, whoa, what's that? And then you hear, and he goes, oh shit. And then we cut to black. But now I'm thinking if we want to bring him back, we do the sound and he like flinches and he goes, and then he looks down, we zoom out and it's a dart. And then he just goes, and he falls back, and that's how we end it. And then that like leaves it open for like bringing him back in the future.
That's really good. That could be really fun. I do like that though, like as a, yeah, that's good. Conclusion. There's a lot we could do there. But I like it. I don't know. It makes sense that he wouldn't get out clean with it. This character that we have no information on whatsoever, but like, I kind of like that they catch him that quick. Him. Yeah, like as he's fine, like shows 2 people and it's like stone buddies in the basement, and that's as far as he gets, and they don't know if what they saw was real or not the next day because they were stoned out of their minds, right? So it's conceivable that the secret is kept, but it's not necessary to kill him, right?
No, I don't think he should die.
Once they confiscate the tapes, like, yeah, no, that's what I say. I really like the flow of the dart being as far as they get in like dealing with the leak, because they're like, he's harmless. It would be harder to cover up him dying than it would be to just treat it like he had a, who's he going to tell? He's just going to sound crazy, right?
Or we have, as soon as it ends, the like 3 agents come down the stairs and they're like, freeze, and all of them are like, wah, and then like we end with like they put a black sack over the 2 guys, and then they come up to the main character and they put a black sack over him, and we like cut to black at that right then, and then end it there. That way he doesn't get shot or anything like that, but like, and then we get to show the HRSS like logo and stuff, and like I don't know, they could be like, we've got him, like, and he takes the tape and he like breaks the tape, and then he comes over and puts a sack over his head, and then that's like how we end it open-ended.
So another thought. I don't know how obviously connected we want these to be at drop, right? So I was thinking, instead of having like HRSS agents ever show up in the first few that drop, I was thinking for this one to drop very subtly into the Green Berets like uniforms, like a shoulder patch of like a unit patch that is close in design to what will become the HRSS logo. So we do like a special Green Beret detachment. And we just drop those guys as the squad on film. that's like a precursor HRSS unit that would be expanded with the funding in the grant to become the actual like HRSS. And so their roots as a military organization, not a like, are established in this short. For anybody that's, you know, keen enough to catch it, right?
I thought that
so we don't
we would
overtly
maybe
drop the
sprinkle it.
HRSS yet.
Okay.
Well, because I don't know if at this point I don't know if they exist yet or not in this short. But
We could maybe put some like on the tape. When he puts the tape in, it like opens with like the tape is like shaky and we see the logo there. Yeah, but not say HRSS, but like whatever logo we come up with. And then we go into the footage because it's part of a classified like military, like he must have broken into some type of like facility and stole it or something like that. But yeah, I do like the idea of keeping it cryptic at first because and not straight up coming out and saying, hey, the HRSS. But I do also like the idea of sprinkling them in each episode to kind of like set the stage so people are like, who are these guys that they keep like interacting with? Like they haven't told us anything about them. And then finally the reveal will come later.
Yep. Okay, so I love this one. This is awesome.
Let's do it.
Has he talked to you about any of the others?
So there's the ham radio broadcast. There's the Fire Watcher one up in the like in the Fire Watch tower.
The watchtower.
I think I pitched him a mini documentary, or maybe he came with that one mini documentary about the missing kid, like almost like a 60 minutes style, talking about basically talking about all the things that we've shown previously, all of the like found footage and the scene of Congress and the behind the scenes and everything. It's a documentary about it, like almost like History Channel style. And then thermal camera mounted to a helicopter chasing a cryptid. I don't know if he pitched that or I did. Body cam footage of the platoon.
Yeah.
Nice. HRSS recruiting video.
Yeah, the recruiting video I thought could be very fun. In the like, the TVD, the time variance. Oh, TVA from Loki. You've seen Loki, right? We talked about that.
I saw the first season, but not second season.
Oh my gosh. Okay. You got to watch the second season.
But
it's kind of the same vibe. It's so the TVA being that like it's almost Fallout-esque. I should like Vault-Tec-y in their like representation and stuff, but doing like that kind of tone to an HRSS like recruitment video, like a public facing recruitment video, I thought could be really fun. Yeah. There's two that I thought were really fun ideas. There was one that AJ reminded me about today, and I think you might have this one, but it's body camera footage of a rescue team going to find a retrieval team that they lost contact with. And we were going to play, there were two cryptids that we were going to play on here. One of them I think we need to change because I just, in researching the actual lore of like skinwalker cryptids, they're not at all applicable to what we were doing. But there's one called it's a tree squeak. Did he tell you about this one?
Yes.
Okay. So the only thing that's relevant is they could mimic sound and noises, right? So they could mimic voices and stuff. So we were going to have this team going into like the last known location of the retrieval squad that they've lost contact with, right? And so they're going in, and as they're approaching, like getting closer, they start hearing like what sounds like voices of the retrieval team up ahead. But when they get to the team, there's just like it's the retrieval teams, but they're just all over the place. Like not like torn asunder, but like there's like a body here, body there, body under like a fallen log, like just kind of a scene. And then one of them is still alive, just kind of standing upright with his head down in the center of all of this. And they go up and they're like radioing back in. They're like, we've got one alive, we've got four wounded, probably dead, like going in, whatever, checking everybody. And this last guy is like standing catatonic, and he just kind of keeps muttering to himself. And the phrasing, I would love to come up with like a phrase that he's saying, something that's like unintelligible, but will click down the line. But they finally get to the point where like, all right, we're just dragging this guy out of here. And they basically like pick him up and carry him back to the extraction helicopter. And as they're putting him in, the like squad leader of the rescue team like turns to talk to the guy, and he just finally lifts his head up. And then we just hear like a pistol being unholstered and a cut to black and then shooting. Was going to be like the flow on that one. So again, probably like a couple minutes at most in length. But this was going to be our first establishment of the like, we were either going to do like a doppelganger kind of thing. So as like a cryptid had inhabited, but then with the idea of the like mastermind and like the Wendigo, and its ability to kind of possess people's bodies and drive them, we were thinking that would be I thought anyway, it would be a fun way to drop that capability of the cryptids into the lore state. It's kind of dark, but I feel like a lot of this will be
controlled by the big bad.
Mm-hmm.
Or is he a skinwalker and he's not really a person?
So in the original take on this, there is the thing is, I don't know if there actually is a cryptid that does this or not, but there was a horror story I was following. A guy was telling his YouTube channel, but there is like this creature in the woods that is like the like story mechanism of the creature in this guy's story was that it has to take someone and it buries them in like a tree somewhere that the body can stay alive, but it suppresses their consciousness, steals their form, and if it's able to leave the park with someone, so if like a loved one of the person takes them with them, it's free of its bounds to the park and is able to leave and go out into the world or whatever. But I was like, if there was something like that in universe that would work, it doesn't need to have that same restriction. It just has to have the ability to do that to people, to like suppress their consciousness, copy their form, and wait. And what we were, in my original thought, when they find it like catatonic, it's like trying to rapidly learn how to pretend effectively to be human. So that it can accomplish its mission undetected, and it's just like it's not able to learn human quick enough, because this rescue team shows up, and so it just like there's just a point where it's like, well, all right, mission time, and its job is to just kill the next team of humans that it finds, right? But like, so that was the original concept. I'm thinking we could just have it be the actual like last survivor of the team is being controlled by the thing. Either one works for me, given that most of this the audience would never get to know unless we establish down the line in another property, right?
So what if I love this idea, and I'm thinking that if we want to actually like reveal, slow reveal certain cryptids within the universe, like, okay, hear me out on this ending.
Mm-hmm.
They come upon the crew, or the people that they're trying to rescue. Just like you said, most of them are dead or wounded, or like really badly wounded, and there's the one in the middle, and just like you said, he's like kind of crouched, we can't see his face, and then they like shine their lights on him, and he like then slowly lifts up his face, and we see maybe that his eyes are rolled back in the back of his head, and he has blood on his face, and he was the one who actually ate the people, and then he like starts going, kill me, and then he gets up and like comes towards them, and then we hear gunfire, and then as we hear gunfire, we immediately cut to a shot of the forest, and like a silhouette of the forest. You can only see like the silhouette of the trees, and among the trees, it
And
almost you almost
is
can
the thing.
make out the antlers. And as you hear,
Okay.
and then we just fade to black from there.
Okay. I do really like that. I had a thought as you were talking too. So the other thought that popped in my head is when they find him, the same thing, they like pull weapons up or whatever, and the guy looks up, just again standing like stock still, like he's powered down basically, but like looks up and just starts repeating the phrase, "You came for me. You came for me. You came for me." And they're like, "Yeah, man, we're here. We got you. We're here to save you, man. Come on." Like, and he's like, "You came for me. You came for me." And then finally, like that last, instead of him like coming at them like a zombie or whatever and like getting gunned down, we flip that. And as they're going, like as the rescue team like turns around and is taking this guy back to the helicopter, he pulls his weapon and we see like him firing off into the darkness, and then stepping out into the massacred retrieval team is the silhouette of this thing, and we just hear in its voice echoing the same, "You came for me," but almost as like a challenge of like, how dare you come after me, right? Like, I don't know.
Okay.
I like
I like
both.
that.
I really like both. I think yours is like, it's easier, it's more direct to do, and I love the like establishing like darkness shot of like, what the fuck.
Well,
Yeah, I don't know.
okay. So the reason why I thought of the him eating the other people is because
Right, because
that's
that's
part
the
of the lore. Yeah, is that he possesses people to become cannibals. So that like I was pitching you today at work. And but then I love that like that line because that like brings another element of like deepness. So before, instead of him like looking up and just lunging and like or saying like kill me, like he
yeah.
does that. He says, "You came for me? You came for me?" And they're like, "Yeah, of course we came for you." And then maybe he stands up and then he like keeps saying it, and as he's like wobbling towards them, and then he like
Well, and
maybe they can't.
that could be the first time that he like looks up, and that's when we see the like viscera,
Okay.
right? So like up until that point, he's kind of like leaning forward, and maybe there's like blood on his hands, right? But like he's surrounded by dead bodies, right?
Yeah.
Um, oh, dude, what if we posed it so they show up and his back is to them, and it looks like he's
Oh,
cradling a fallen team member,
but he's
and
eating
they're
it.
like, and yeah, so they like weapon up on the back of his head and shoulders, and it looks like he's like holding a dead comrade, right?
Hmm.
And then we just hear the voice saying, "You came for me. You came for me." And then we follow the point man around as he's like, "Yeah, buddy. Yeah, oh my God, we came for you." And like comes up and like puts a hand on his shoulder. And then as he looks over and the other teammates come around in circle, like one of the flashlights comes across the body and the guy, and he's just dripping, and like he's just holding his snack,
Actively eating.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, like they interrupted him, right? And then he's just like, "You came for me," right? And then we get that scene of like, holy shit. He like grabs whatever, like the guy here like grabs him and like starts to, whatever. And then we cut to the gunfire and then the same like reveal of the thing. And I would love to just have like the guttural like whatever, "You came from me," or like something like that.
As we show the
Um,
silhouette, like in the woods, we cut to,
yeah,
instead of just
just
showing it,
that
we have
final
that monster
audio in the
voice.
black.
Ooh.
Yeah, I thought could be
Yeah. All
fun.
right. I love
I
that
think
ending.
that could be fun.
Let's
That's the "You came
write
for me"
that.
short. Okay.
Let's write that one, and then if we have time, we should go out back and write the other one as well, because that, I mean, a lot of the found footage stuff will be easy to write, and these are
Yeah,
also
there's not a
pretty
lot.
short. So,
Yeah.
dude, I love
Shorts
this.
to write. Gosh, what was the other one? So we have the found footage. We're gonna call him Derek Mason. Okay, Pete, we're gonna do this one
Yup.
right now. I want to get this one out there because I want to make sure that neither AJ or I forget about it. Because we were talking about sprinkling in the HRSS stuff into them. So we had one idea that I'm calling like the family trip. Short, but as a family visiting one of the national parks. That's like, it's the like cryptid preserves basically is what we'll learn that they are down the line. But they're like out on like a hiking trail near like a visitor center or something, and the parents like there's like signs about like, you know, the lore of the area and stuff, da 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 blah blah blah, and then they're like their kid like turns around and is like, who's that? And they're like, what are you talking about? He's like, the big there's a man in the woods. And they're like, oh, he's probably just a park ranger. And they go to turn around and they're like, what the heck is that? And one of the rangers comes over and is like chatting them up and stuff, and they look back up and there's nobody there, and he's like, what are you looking at? They're like, I don't know, we thought we saw somebody out in the, and he's like, oh, there's nobody out there. And they're like, no, we could have sworn we saw, and he's like, big guy. And they're like, yeah. He's like, that's so interesting. Can I show you guys something? Do you mind? I'd love to show you something. And like takes them into the office and is like, I'm gonna need you guys to sit here for a bit. I'll be right back. We got a great exhibit I want to just get out of storage for you. And then he just closes the door and locks it. And then they're in there for a while, and he comes back in, and then two HRSS agents walk in, and they're like, hi, we understand that you guys saw something pretty cool out in the park. We're going to need to question your son. Did either of you see anything? And they're like, nope. And he's like, okay, well, we're just going to ask him some questions really quick. We'll be right back. And they're like, wait, no, you're not taking our kid. And like have that escalation there. But drop that as like a really good establishment of the HRSS like in universe, in as one of the first time of them like interacting in a short and trying to draw some connections to the national park like service, if indirectly.
What happens
we
at
can
the end
come
of that?
back
Do
to
they
that
let
one.
him take?
I don't think they have a choice. So my imagining is that after resisting the agents initially, the HRSS soldiers come in and like push the parents back, and they take the kid and like go do the thing. And then again, a lot of them we were leaving kind of open at the end of just like they're just little glimpses into universe, but we could flesh that one out. Where AJ might even have an ending to it that I don't remember. But anyway, that one I really liked, and I wanted to make sure that got on the list. So, and I've got it on my list now too, written down, so we won't forget about it. But we are going to write the "You Came for Me" short.
Let's say one of our main camera is body cam footage, right? So we're just going to start right with the body cam footage. Maybe we start with the HRSS logo, like we do with the other one with the found footage, just like and like do like, and then we make that a trend, and we like, because it's all anything that's found footage could be like from archives or something like that.
Well, yeah. So I was thinking for this one, and maybe instead of like a flash of the logo, you know, the old like trend in like 80s 90s films, and it's like, oh man, hold on, I gotta make sure. Okay, so you have footage, and then it would be like like typing in text along the side in that like all caps, like super like crappy looking like military
80s
font.
Yep.
But it'd be like HRSS mission report, or like
classified.
Yeah, classified, like dink dink whatever, and then you just like in the body cam footage would be like HRSS 82 for like Team Alpha 2 or something like that, right? And then like a different cut would be like to Alpha 3, and then a different cut would be like to Alpha 4 or whatever.
Ooh, that's a good idea. I was,
but you just put that stuff as like
camera
running headers. Yeah.
I was gonna say we have the main camera, like just be one of the secondary guys and just have him hold. But and that's a better idea, because we can cut to different. We'll have to do it probably a lot more to get the right.
Yeah, well, that's where I'm like, maybe it's easier to just do it as like, I'm also thinking it's the 90s. Would they have had a camera on every team member? Or would they have just put it on like the team leader and he would not be the point
Ooh.
guy, right? So would
Well,
it
so I
just be
was
the team
imagining
leader's
maybe
camera?
the opening could be the camera of one of the team leaders or one of the the fire team, and it's pointing at the team leader, and they're in the warehouse and he's going over the mission like,
Yeah, giving
okay,
the
like
brief, right?
simple, like, yeah, search and rescue, we get in, we get out, and anything weird,
Hey,
we open fire, blah blah blah, and then it like
bro,
cuts to the time, like cuts later, and then they're like getting off the helicopter like, all right, we're in position. And okay, go ahead.
dude, what if the first camera we have is some dipshit newbie on the team with his camcorder? And he's like busted out and he's like, hey guys, like da 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 da, and he like kicks it over to the team leader and he's like, dude, you can't, dude, you're not going to be able to, they're going to take that from you, you know that, right? And he's like, what do you mean? He's like, this is all, whatever, you guys know the assignment, like we're going in hard, like we've lost contact with Delta 6, we need to go in and find him, like standard rules of engagement, anything weird out there, we open fire, but PID your contacts because we've got some missing people out there or whatever, right? Like, but like give the quick brief, but it's just like some shitty fucking, like the kid just took a camcorder with him, so we can get some shots like that, and then cut to when they get to the actual like deployment, cut to like a body cam footage that again might be more work than it's worth, but I don't know.
Well, I
I
think
don't know.
that,
I like
I
messing
mean,
with people tonally. So it's like if we can
I
make them
could tell.
endearing in the beginning and then kill all of them, that sounds great to me, but I'm sadistic apparently. So
No, I do.
anyway,
I like the idea of giving them personality. I just don't know if that would match like the tone of the,
right. Of the rest,
like the
yeah.
military, like if
That's
they're
true, because
part
they
of
are supposed to
this.
be like special forces derivative.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
No,
like
that makes
top
sense.
tier. They're secret military, like under secret contract. So they're serious. They're taking themselves seriously, and maybe
Yeah.
they also have tech that's advanced because of the fact that
Because
they're
of what
in a
they
secret
do.
military. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And I think like two cameras on the team makes sense too. If you were trying to actually make sure you have record of missions, you wouldn't just put it on one guy in case something happened. So it'd be like a team leader and then like a secondary. So that works. I like
That's
that. But
true.
I like the briefing shot being in like a warehouse. My brain was like, how are we going to get a shot of them in a helicopter? But the warehouse is so much easier. They could just
No, they
roll
do it
out
in
in
a
a
warehouse
truck.
before. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then we have them in a truck or a car, and we have, we have
Right.
them facing out, so you can't see the interior, you just see they're inside something, and then they get out, and we like go to that first person view, and I think
Right.
it'll be super. We use the GoPro, right, and we
Oh
actually
yeah.
like mount it on somebody, and we just actually go out and recreate the thing, and the only hard part will be that last scene. And
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
recreating the Wendigo.
Yep.
See, I
I
imagine that last shot
am
as cinematic one too. Go ahead.
I no, I agree. I think the last shot has to be like a cut to cinematic camera. Um
Yeah.
it's it's
Or
it's that
exterior,
okay,
like security cams.
yeah, like a vehicle mounted.
Yeah, and if we establish it in the beginning, we show the vehicle mount, and then we cut away from it when they go inside, and then we just cut back to it.
Yeah.
Hmm,
Yeah, that could,
that could
so
work.
that could work. The other thing I was thinking too is if the guy does get the jump, right? Or this thing could probably take control of more than one person, I would imagine, right? So we get the you came
Yes.
for me sequence or whatever, and then like, and we can let people think like the zombies or whatever, but like as he starts going after the team members, like other members of the team, eventually like you can see them kind of like guns come down and they're like, and then start going. So depending on how we can act that, establish that or whatever, but then the team leader could just go down, right? Somehow, and then in the still running body camera, we have the like walk into frame in the background of like the shadow and antlers form. And then we don't have to cut to a different like cinematograph like camera style. We could just use the body camera footage of that guy like hits the ground. It would be costume design, or at like if we could get really good in post,
No,
to
we
just
do it
hint
in camera.
hint at that thing, right? So we just got to get our hands on like antlers and someone that can help like mock up something that would hold up as just like a out of the darkness, make sure our lighting is right so it just gets the antler enough, without hitting like the person in the suit too much.
That's perfect.
But that could be a way to do it without cutting. Yeah.
Yeah, he falls and his body, the way his body rests, it's facing like the front door, which is left open. And then maybe we do like lightning and we see the silhouette of it standing in the doorway, or the way that maybe their lighting is, there's no lightning. It's just like the lighting from their truck or their helicopter or something. And you see the silhouette of it and then you just cut to black, but you don't see the silhouette.
Yeah, well, I was thinking
any
even
other time.
like a rifle light, like a flashlight mounted on like an M16. If he hits the ground and his rifle goes down and we just get it lined up right, then it could just be the flashlight hits antlers and there's just enough ambient light to see like the silhouette of something attached to that. I don't know. But I like the establishing shot would be our camera is top to bottom, body cam, right?
Yep.
And then it's so scene one is that briefing.
Okay, so there's 3 cameras. There's team leader, and then there's fire team 1 and fire team 2 or something like that. Or yeah.
Yeah,
and then and in the beginning we cut back and forth from all 3. And then as we're going in, we can then, cut in post from one to another and annotate that in the top. So we start out with interior warehouse night, and then we're going to annotate that this is camera body cam 1 is team leader. What's up?
No, yeah. Yep.
Okay. How would we start this? A team of special forces troops gather in a warehouse around the team leader. How do you think his tone should be?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like we just keep him really just by the book professional.
Okay.
I don't know. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I'm kind of like going in back and forth between the idea of just making him like drill, like wartime sergeant, like very stern, very to the point, no messing around, or putting a little bit of twang into him, like because maybe they've been together for a long time, they've been on many missions, so he could start out with like, you know the deal, fellas, like, and like still have that professional military, but a little bit more candid because they've been like together for so long.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I kind of lean that way in my head, but I think that's also because it's the more accessible for me to, like, from my personal experience, to act in my brain.
Mhm.
Like, so it's easier for me to write that character, because I
Write
have
his,
never been in the
then you write
military.
his dialogue, and I'll move
Um,
forward and write the action for the next line.
Okay, sure. Yeah,
That's the best
all
thing
right.
about Write a Duet. Write a Duet.
Yeah, man.
Please sponsor me.
It's a duet. It's a beautiful duet. You guys were as good as we are. Thanks, Spotify will not play through the web player, and I don't want to install the app because it's going to be...
Just go on. I guess you pay for Spotify, don't you?
I do.
Dang. I was gonna say I just go on YouTube and find anything that, but I also pay for the unlimited or no ads.
Yeah, for ad-free. Yeah.
That's my YouTube.
I'm
I can
sure
find
there's
all the
like an
music.
8-hour YouTube somewhere that I could get on that doesn't have a ton of commercials, but actually I don't know that anymore. Why I said that.
Yeah, no. Every 2 minutes is a commercial now. Bastards.
That's wild. Hey man. Monetization.
I guess so. I guess.
I gotta keep reminding myself that it's draft number 1 too.
Yes, this is the first draft. Try
I
to
think I
get.
definitely need to throw on some like synthwave for this.
Yeah, I mean, I always go back and forth between synth and like dark synth, and then I sometimes listen to ambience, and sometimes I listen to like actual movie soundtracks. Like the Dune soundtrack, one of my favorite things to write to. So epic,
Oh, dude. I believe that.
I'm gonna put that on right now. What did I watch recently or listen to recently that I was really impressed by? I'll have to think about that. Because I remember listening to something and I was really like, oh, I should listen to this when I write. But now I don't remember what it was. What do you got? Oh man, oh, you're doing work up there, bro.
Yeah, I'm not in love with the opener, but it'll work for now. But yeah,
That's
briefings quick and concise, and I think it's good. I'm coming down to regroup with you here.
Nice. Mm-hmm. Are they going to be... They're going to come to a cabin in the woods?
Ooh, we could do that. So my brain has just had them coming upon the team in the woods. They just like find them while they're out. No structures or anything, but we could do a cabin in the woods. It just means we need to actually have a cabin in the woods to shoot with.
Or a house, like with a, you know, on a property with a few trees, and we kind of like fake them coming out of the forest into this, because it'll be filmed at night with the GoPro. We do the cut like perfectly, and we have them like pass by a tree, and then they come out of the forest and they're in. And there's just a house, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that works. The only note I think that AJ had at one point was there is I gotta see if I can find it. There's a cryptid that he referenced in here too that literally is like, it's like a weird kind of monkey, but they just like fling themselves by their arms from trees, but they will kill you. And it's supposedly when you hear like a falling tree in the woods, like it's these things, but they like will rip trees out of the ground and throw them at people. So part of with a like finding the team out in the woods, and some of them would be like under like fallen, like what looked like fallen trees and stuff, was like a reference to these cryptids. I don't know how important that is. But so in my head it's always been they just like find them in like a spot in the woods somewhere.
Okay.
And the one dude would just be like kneeling, then cradling another team member with his back to them, so that there's no like coming through a door. It doesn't look.
That would be easier.
Yeah, you know, we could just go film it anywhere out in the forest. We wouldn't have to worry about using a house or trying to make the house look like it belongs in the woods. But it's also like nobody else knows anything. They could have been operating, going to catch something that got too close to a town. Who knows?
Yeah.
So either version of it, I think works.
So I want to
now that I've talked it out.
also say that are we going to go with the tree squeak calling help? Because that brings in another cryptid that we're not explaining what it is, and maybe people might think that it's actually, you know, the Wendigo, or I don't know.
Which is, I think, fine. If people drop it, like
found footage.
Yeah, so some of us like we're gonna know what the original intention is, but if the audience is like takes it as this thing starting to mess with the minds of the soldiers that were coming, I'm okay with that.
That would be acceptable.
Yeah, like I don't mind if the audience doesn't get the reference that we intended, as long as it doesn't feel like it's taking away from the story, right? And I think within like the Wendigo, I think that still fits, that it would like possibly be able to do that, but then it would be not something that the cameras would pick up if it's messing in their heads. Yeah, I don't know.
What if we hear it and then they take a knee and one of them's like, "What is that?" And team leader's like, "It's a tree squeak." It's okay.
Dude,
it's fine.
That honestly, kind of a vibe.
Yeah, fine. Yeah, I mean, it's like if they would know what it is, like, relax, it's just a tree squeak. Come on, keep moving.
Dude, I don't hate that at all. Honestly, bro.
And we can even do it.
I'm looking him up right now. Okay, so the descriptions I'm getting for the noises that it can make is less, dude, this is me jumping into cryptids without doing enough research. It's less that it can like mimic speech, but that it does have like defined like sounds.
Okay.
So some of the examples that I'm seeing is like, it's like the sound of like trees rubbing together is often blamed on the tree squeak, but like an animal, like the whine of a panther, the squeal of a pig, like yeah, I don't know. So let's throw it in there for now, and then to have our resident cryptid expert check it, because I might be totally misremembering that.
Maybe there's multiple. Well, I mean, he is the one who said something to me about the tree squeak as well.
Yeah, it's doing the help, right?
Yeah, exactly. So if he, I mean, I would assume that he did his research, or he knows about them more. He knows about them more than we do. So, yeah, let's put it in there. And if anything, like you said, it could be the Wendigo just messing with their heads, and we cut out the part where he says tree squeak. But let's put it in there for now.
Or he could be wrong. Who knows? Okay, yeah, I am starting to find some info on it, like just being able to mimic a variety of noises. So I think we stick with it. I like it.
Sweet.
Oh yeah, dude, the tree trunks were ripped out of the ground. Oh, we're getting them all in here, bro.
I know. No, that's not what I want to do. Stupid motherfucker. It's like thinks I want to make it a dialogue. I'm trying to just annotate that it's body cam too. I guess I should put maybe like a star when it's changing body cams. That's actually a good visual annotation.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm in the zone, bruh. I want to read what you wrote. You know the deal, fellas. Extraction team couldn't find their way out of the cardboard box, so it's up to us to drag their asses out of the woods. Last known locations marked on your grid here. We'll be taking the trucks inserting into the AO here. 1.5 clicks south and hoofing it from there. Standard rules of engagement. If you see something weird, call it out. If you see something dangerous, open fire. Be sure to PID the targets. PID?
Yeah, PID.
Be sure to PID the targets. We don't want to add any shit to the fire tonight. Clear? Yes, sir! We could film this in the Nuevo shop.
Dude, that's true.
When I asked Juan to use the cameras, I told him what it was for, and he's like, "Oh, really, dude? That's awesome. I'm glad you guys are like flexing your creative like juices and like doing something fun and creative and like getting better as filmmakers." And so he wants to be doing that too if he wasn't working so much. So he could live vicariously through us. We could do it on the weekend.
Oh yeah, dude. No, and I think it'd be fun. I'm sure there will line up a point if we have enough of these to do. I'm sure there'd be a point where he'd be happy to jump in and.
Hell yeah, he's a good actor.
Yeah.
What would he say here? Something like target located?
Yeah, do you want to have him like radio back? Like he's calling back to like report that they found the team? Okay.
So he would probably call back to his guys because they're communicating. He would call out like that they found their target, but somehow like say it, and then they're gonna assess the what's it called, and probably maybe we can assume that this broadcast is maybe live streaming back to headquarters, so they don't have to like call anything in, right?
So when he, in your mind, when he comes across the extraction team, how much is he seeing right now? Right? Like, obviously, there'd be a couple of bodies, right, that don't look like they're alive. And then there'd be one guy with his back turned, like holding another downed team member, right? So
Yeah,
would it
so
be fair for
imagine.
his hit the first thing out of his mouth to be like, holy shit, or like, some kind of
Well, I would
like
imagine that
muttering
he
before he
glares
immediately starts
over.
command?
You're right. He like that would be his initial reaction once he registers what he's seeing. But I imagine him glaring over, seeing the uniforms, and then saying "target acquired," and then, "Oh shit!" Like, "Oh, what the hell happened?" And maybe even then cutting to his camera so we see it firsthand.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I like it. I like it.
Or maybe he doesn't even say target acquired. He says, because if they're scanning, he's gonna see it from pretty far away and not know what it is. I see something. Like, and then he calls out a time. He's like, I see something at like 10 o'clock, and everybody turns a little bit to the 10 o'clock or the 11 o'clock, and then we show them like maybe hustle, and then when he comes up on it, he brings his light up and we show the first body, and then he's like, holy shit. And then he goes to the second body and the third body, and then all of a sudden in the center is the guy with his back to him.
Sure. Extraction team.
Nice.
And then how do I get it to do that? Is this for... Oh, yeah, that worked.
Yeah. Yep, that's exactly what you want to do.
Okay, check. You know what? And then this would be... We want to go body cam 1 here? Is that what you're thinking?
Team leader is
where
body
would
cam
you
1.
do the transition
yeah.
to team leader? Because I had it, and I just put body cam 2 up here. But would we be on body cam 1 the whole time, do you think? Or do you want to cut to him after the call out?
No, yeah, I would probably cut to... No, I would stay in body cam 2 or even body cam 3 here. And then right here, boom, I would do this. Oh, wait, I would go to team leader, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so body 1.
Okay. Yep, because his point of view, he's the first one, and then he like brings his flashlight up, and we see it from that perspective. Like, oh, holy shit! Yeah, I like that.
Okay. Is it like a holy shit, what the hell happened? Or is it like a holy shit and then he calls out to the the survivor, right? Like,
Yeah, maybe it's under his breath.
right?
Holy shit! And then he's like, I guess, how does he call out to him?
I don't know.
Soldier, we're here for you.
Oh shit! I actually really like that. That's a good play on
like,
the.
And then he says, "You came
from me."
And he's like,
Fuck.
yeah. Why are you doing all caps? Well, I guess that could be all caps.
Don't actually know why I'm doing all caps. Thank you. I think I accidentally toggled it and didn't notice.
Holy
shit. Yeah. Holy shit. So full voice. I don't know, like, okay, I gotta game that out. So it's like, I think the first thing I think would like establish, like, I don't know, like, would it be like, Soldier, hey, are you with us? Like, are you okay? Is there any doubt at this point that he's okay, right? It'd be like, Soldier, are you okay? Like, I don't know. Is that crazy? Or is it just, or is it straight to like, Soldier, what the hell? What the hell happened?
No, he'd probably ask him, are you okay?
What? Okay, so how about so we can get all of this shit happening, right? We get the team leader we're on his body camera, right? So we would hear the under the breath like holy shit through his camera. And then simultaneously the owner of body camera 2 can start the what the fuck happened here? Like, as he's moving, like, kind of flanking off to the right, like, what the hell happened? Like, and then the team leader can just keep up with, like, the soldier, are you okay? We came to get you out. We're here for you. We're here to get you out.
I say we don't do, he doesn't yell.
Yeah, like, less, yeah. Oh, wait, the team leader doesn't yell, or the other guy?
Both. I don't, like, maybe he says, are you okay? But, like, I don't know. He might be a little bit more not yelling.
So yeah, so I think, like, for me, and this is my brain, we can change this full voice. I want to go from, like, whispering to, like, the way I would be talking to somebody who's 15 feet away from me as I'm walking up, right? So, like, just back to, like, normal voice, basically.
Normal voice, but amplifying.
Yeah, I think
he doesn't have to be yelling.
Right, and I think that makes sense. Like, with the scene in front of him, he probably wouldn't be shouting, right? But, like, just loud enough to try and, like, snap the guy's attention to him the way that, you know, leaders are trained to.
Yes.
Dude, can I do that?
What?
I'm gonna take the question mark off the soldier's response. And just have him just deliver it deadpan, right? Just like, you came for me. Like, yeah, now come on, let's get the hell out of here. Like,
moves toward. What?
I
You like
just
my descriptions?
applaud the use of the word squelching anytime it can be correctly and appropriately applied is just a victory.
It's
All
my
the time. That's
daughter's
amazing.
favorite word.
Dude, no way.
Yeah, she
Incredible.
says
That's good parenting.
we yeah, well, it's funny. We play this
Squelching,
game where I
dude.
step in mud and then when I walk through the house, I have to make a squelching noise like and she's like and she goes squelch 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 and I'm like, "Okay."
That's incredible, dude. Oh my gosh.
I'm going to
I think as
try to
that
get her
age,
to say all the
my
uncomfortable words like squelch and moist and all those words that make people uncomfortable.
oh yeah, should be a hit, dude. Big hit. That is awesome though. I love that. Um okay, how do we fall to chaos here?
Maybe he goes like maybe he doesn't say anything.
Yeah, so I added a lineup for the team leader here of like a Ramirez, help me get him up. And I'm wondering if we have another soldier kind of stepping into frame in front and like so they both kind of see it at the same time, but from the team leader's body camera or Ramirez's body cam too. But we can get one of the soldiers reacting in shot as things like fall apart. But I feel like the soldier on the ground has to take some kind of like um some offensive action at the team really quickly. Uh, if we're going to have the team leader go down and use the like, if the team is going to start falling apart like that, stuff has to happen really fast. I think in this sequence to justify the team leader going down and other members of the team. Like it has to go from like they all shoot a zombie to like they all start shooting each other. I think really quickly. Um, I don't know, could be totally way off base, but that's how like I'm seeing it in my head. You know what I'm saying?
What if wait a second, 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 wait a second.
Okay, you go, then I go,
What
then you
if
go, then I go.
okay, they see the squelching, love that word. And he looks up and he says, "You came for me. You came for me." And they don't react at all. They don't like shoot him and he doesn't get like attack them. They like are just looking in terror at them and then all of a sudden they like their arm goes like this and they're like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" And they like start pointing their guns at each other and then we cut like back and forth and build the tension and then I don't know. I'm thinking
Okay,
cinematically.
so
Go, you
here's what
go.
I've got. Here's what I've got because I think we're both on the same like vibe. Um, so I was thinking, what if we do have the team leader like? So okay, let me pull it back up where I can actually read these. So the team leader does the like under his breath of like holy shit, and then like soldier, are you okay? We're here for you. We're here to get you out. And then we get body cam 2, which we'll call Ramirez, right? And like the what the hell happened? And then he's like then we get the you came from me, right? And the head starts coming up and the you came from me and we see Ramirez just kind of like still in frame, just kind of go still. And then the team leader, we hear the team leader still from his camera perspective at this point. Yeah, we came for you. Now come on, let's get the hell out of here. Ramirez, get him up. And Ramirez just like looks up at the team leader and the team leader starts taking steps toward the soldier and then as he like goes to grab the soldier on the shoulder, we hear from Ramirez, you came for me. Right? And like the team
Okay.
leader sees what's going on and then we just hear from like Ramirez like you came for me and then from another guy behind him like you came for me. And then when he looks up, Ramirez has his gun up on him, and like, and then we just get the like firefight breakout.
So
I
and the firefight
yeah,
breakout, I imagined in a cinematic way where we cut to like an exterior camera and we just hear it. But I think it actually could be cool to show Ramirez's body cam at that point when he says, "You came for me," and then we see the reaction of the team leader, and he looks up at him, and we see the fear in his face, and then he looks at the other one when he says it, and then they start closing in, and then we see body cam 2 Ramirez bring his gun up from POV, and he shoots what's his name. He shoots team leader. He turns and he shoots the other two guys, and then the gun leaves and it comes like up here, and then you hear another gunshot, and then his body falls, and then we see.
And then
in the woods,
his shot, we see the thing standing in frame. Yeah, I like it, dude. I like it.
Creepy.
Okay.
Wait a second. Okay, so
this scene, so
maybe it should go back to body cam 2 here, or body cam 1 here.
Honestly, I'm wondering, do we not cut to body cam 2 up here? So we stay body cam 1 on the team leader for this whole sequence, right?
Where we show him.
Yeah, so from the approach to the team leader's like discovery dialogue, we knock that camera pivot, and the body cam 2 guy who we're calling Ramirez, right?
Yes.
He's like establishing the perimeter around the front, and he's with his what the hell happened is looking back toward the soldier, right? And so from the POV of the camera at that point, it would seem like he's asking the guy, but it's him like seeing it, gets that question out, and then we see him kind of go slack. But it's as like the team leader's like, "Hey, come on, like let's get the hell out of here, Ramirez, like help me get him up," and he's like walking up to go get the guy. And we stay on camera 1 for the reveal, and then we hear the first like, "You came for me" from the soldier, and then we hear it echoed from Ramirez off camera, and then that's when we do the cut as the team leader finds the like viscera.
Okay.
So I'm thinking like, I'm gonna do something real quick. I'm gonna go.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh wait, actually, team leader moves towards soldier, making his way around to reveal, and then in my head, I'm gonna do something, and then we exit if you don't like it. But this would be to reveal. Soldier is eating body in his arms, blood and guts, whatever, and then soldier does the in unison with I don't know how we would write this, but soldier and Ramirez in simultaneous both do the "you came for me," and then I would cut to body cam 2 from Ramirez right there.
Well, right? I want to see team leaders stumble, because
reaction
that's the
from
reaction.
2.
We see what he sees, and then we cut to his reaction, which just so happens to be body cam 2. And body cam 2 is like, maybe at this point we cut to him and he's moving towards him, and then he stops, and then we kind of show like maybe we see his gun up at first, and he moves toward him, and then he stops, and he like slowly lowers it, and he just stands there, and then we see like that reaction. We hear it only just from the soldier at for one more time, and then we hear the team leader's reaction, like he's like, "What the hell's going on? Like, what the hell are you doing?" And then we hear it from both of them, and then that's when he turns to that second camera, and we see his face, and then we could even cut to the third camera and have him turn to that as well. Like that, I think, could be like this tense moment.
I like it. Huh. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay. Oh wait, there's a way to do this. Check this out.
Oh yeah, dude. Dude, that was a real writing duet right there.
Oh.
I snuck
You're
I
on.
snuck it in.
Snuck it in. And then. Oops. Then we go back to Zeus. Should we go back to him, or should we go back to Body Cam 2 and he's the one who kills him? Or actually,
I kind of like being on team lead. I kind of vibe with that.
Ooh,
It starts
okay,
to
so-
feel like the thing is like the thing that's doing this is sending a message to the leader, right? Like, so I kind of like it showing up on his camera at the end.
yeah.
That like
And
we
then
see from his perspective,
perspective.
his guys turning on him, and then it makes it feel more personal in a weird way.
my neck. Oops. Can never spell silhouette right.
Dude, I don't think there is a right way to spell it. That looks right to me. Silhouette.
Bruh.
I like
think
it.
This is awesome.
I like it.
Did we hit every beat? You want to read it through real fast?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, we definitely, everything that I remember talking about is in here. Including
wanna...
a really wonderful tree squeak sequence, because I don't think anybody would have gotten that without that in there.
Yeah,
that's great.
I actually think it works. Let's
love it.
read it. I'll do the narration, and you can play the team leader.
Okay.
And then I could also play body cam 2 if you want.
Sure. Yeah. Whatever works. I can. Yep. I'm good. Let me get this, whatever song this is that just came on. Let me change this. I have the happiest instrumental piano right now, and I need to get rid of that. I don't know how that happened. All right. Yeah, let's give it a shot, man.
Interior warehouse, night. Body cam 1, team leader. A team of special forces troops gather in a warehouse around the team leader.
You know the deal, fellas. Extraction team couldn't find their way home, so it's up to us to go drag their asses out of the woods.
Body cam 2 facing the team leader.
Last known location is marked on the grid here. We'll be taking the trucks in, inserting into the AO here. We're at 1.5 clicks south and hoofing it from there.
Body cam 3 facing the team leader.
Standard rules of engagement. If you see something weird, call it out. If you see something dangerous, open fire. Be sure to PID targets. We don't want to add any shit to the fire tonight. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
They head towards the open hangar doors. Glitch 2, exterior forest, night vision. Body cam 1, team leader. Team leader jumps out of the vehicle and takes his place at the head of the fire team. He takes a knee by a tree, aiming forward. His team gets in position around him. Body cam 2, we see the team leader motion the fire team forward. They move in slow, meticulous steps. Body cam 3, they hear rustling to their left and all quickly take a knee and aim left for a beat. Team leader motions to all clear, and then they continue forward. Glitch 2 later. Body cam 1, team leader. Team leader looks down at some tree trunks that have been ripped out of the ground.
And watch your step.
What the hell? They slowly step over the tree trunks.
Help!
They freeze. Beat.
Help!
Body cam 2 turns to team leader. Is that them, sir? Team leader holds up his hand. The team goes silent.
Help! Help!
Beat.
Help! Relax. It's a tree squeak. Move forward.
Body cam 2. The team moves forward slowly as the tree squeak continues to call in the background. Help! Glitch 2. Exterior forest continued. Body cam 2. The team looks left to right, searching the trees for any sign of life. Suddenly, they come across the extraction team.
I got something. 11 o'clock. Low.
The team moves rapidly, weapons at the ready, towards the indicated spot. Body cam 1, team leader. As they approach, they see the devastated extraction team. 3 bodies are strewn in a circle around a 4th, kneeling figure cradling the body of their 5th team member. His back is to the rescue team as they approach.
Holy shit. Soldier, are you okay? We're here for you. We're here to get you out.
What the hell happened? Beat.
You came from me. You came from me. Yeah. No, come on, let's get the hell out of here. Ramirez, help me get him up.
Team leader moves towards Soldier, quickly making his way around to reveal Soldier's eating the body of his arm. Soldier's eating the body in his arms. The body he's holding.
I liked the body of his arms. That was also really.
Soldier is eating the body he's holding in his arms. Blood and guts spill from his mouth as we hear the squelching of the flesh in his mouth. Mouth, mouth, mouth.
Mouth, 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 mouth.
As we hear the squelching, blood and guts spill from the mouth. Blood and guts spill from his mouth as we hear the squelching of the flesh. Bodycam 2. Bodycam 2 is moving towards the team leader to help. Then the team leader stumbles backwards. Suddenly, Bodycam 2 freezes, lowers his gun, and goes limp.
You came from me.
Team leader's face is full of terror.
What the hell are you doing?
Beat. You came from
You came for me.
Team leader snaps his head at Bodycam 2 in fear. Bodycam 3. Bodycam 3 lowers his gun and goes limp. You came for me.
You came for me.
Team leader snaps his head to Bodycam 3. Bodycam 1. Team leader. Team leader looks back down at the soldier, who goes back to eating the body in his arms. Then team leader looks back up at Bodycam 2. Bodycam 2 slowly raises his gun, aiming it right at the team leader.
Ramirez, what are you doing?
Beat.
Ramirez!
Bang! The team leader flinches at the impact and falls to the ground. His camera faces an opening in the woods. In the background, we hear 3 more gunshots, followed by the thuds of the bodies hitting the ground. From the team leader's POV, we suddenly see the silhouette of the Wendigo.
And we hear help from off camera.
That would be a funny end. After the end, cut to black.
One more tree squeak. No, because they'll sound normal in the actual thing. We'll make them sound human.
Yeah.
Not stupid, but...
Okay, dude. This is awesome. We did it.
Yeah,
we
fun.
wrote our first Cryptid-Verse script is complete. I love it. We got a thing.
Yeah, we did a thing. That's great.
I love doing things. I love doing things.
Yeah, doing things. Doing things and stuffing things. My dog likes it.
Sick, dude. Yeah. Well, the next time we get on, hopefully we'll have AJ with us, and then we can go into... I really want to explore the family sees Bigfoot on the camping trip, and also, what was the other one we were going to do?
Please hold. Oh, it was the found footage one. The Derek Martin case.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
The found footage.
The conspiracy conspiracy
Dave,
theorist and his high friends.
Yes, and then he gets hit with the dart.
Did you like it?
Or they come down and put the bag over his head.
Either option I think is so perfect. Anything that doesn't kill him makes me so happy. Yeah. I love the idea of him just being, they're just like, hey, he's discredited already. We're just going to let him loose in the wild. We just took all of his stuff. Oh, he's such a good boy. No, that's great. And I do want to talk about the political one too a little bit. But this was great for today. I think this is awesome. Thanks, Dave.
Yeah, next time we're all together, maybe Friday, we can talk about the political one in person, and then we can plan another one of these. But all right, bro, have a good night.
Sweet. You too, man.
This was fun.
Catch you later.
Bye, Dave. Hey!